Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PSN review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Zen Pinball, which you know played it before. It answers in the name really, it's a pinball game, pretty obvious. Some people are going to be happy that I've finally done this because I have been promising to do it, but I honestly forgot about the game. It's only when the content came out, which is also going to be in the review, that I've remembered, and the content is basically a Street Fighter 2 table. At the start though, there's all sorts. There's single player, there's multiplayer, there's load game because you can save your game in, like in the middle of balls and stuff like that. You can save, although your scores don't go onto the scoreboard. There's a lot of things, to be fair, that affect the scoreboard, like for the online leaderboards and stuff. But anyway, you've got that, and then you can go on to the tournaments, you can view tournament info and stuff like that for tournaments that are on for, it's just the usual stuff for tournaments really, like getting points and stuff. Downloadable content, which, to be fair, the only one that's out at the moment is Street Fighter, and even then I don't know why that's on the menu, because it doesn't allow you to download them in-game. It takes you to the PSN store still. You can then view your trophies that you've got on the tables and that. Obviously you can view your trophies by pushing the PSN button or PS3 button, whatever it's actually called, the home button, something like that. Then you've got the helping options where you can choose your controls, you can choose arcade settings and stuff like that. But onto the single player, because the multiplayer is just as you'd expect really, you take turns, stuff like that. But the single player is basically 5 tables, including the new downloadable one. So I'll show that one off first, because to be fair, it's the one that most people are going to care about. But the one thing I will have to do is I'll have to cut into the tables, because the loading times on this game are atrocious. Something like 30 seconds. It's terrible, considering the power of the PlayStation and everything like that, and you can't get fast loading times for a downloadable game. Right then, onto the table, and to be fair, the first thing I have to show off is something that a lot of people are going to care about and think that's quite cool, because to be fair, I think it's quite cool. When you pause the game, and that's where you save and stuff like that, you can still view the same stuff, scoreboards, you can view the real sheets and that, and you can go into the operators menu. The operators menu allows you to just mess about with things, so you can actually change, right, for example, go to utilities, you can choose presets, you can choose extra adjustments, stuff like that. You can go on to adjustments, and adjustments allow you to do feature adjustments, and you can change things like, so you can change time and points and stuff like that, and hits, just loads of things like that. It's really cool. But it's, again, one of those things that obviously you can't go onto the scoreboards with it, because if you set it up in a way that you can get 1,000,000 points somehow just by hitting one ball, well, a ball off one thing, then it's not exactly going to be very good for the online leaderboards. So, anyway though, it is just basically your standard pinball game. I personally do think it feels like arcade pinball things, like, not as in... This is going to be really hard to word. Instead of game, because obviously this is a game, it feels like the real boards as in the actual things. At least that's what I think anyway. It's one of those things that I don't play a load of them in real arcades and that, but what I have played, they feel like this. But there will be purists out there who'll probably have a go at me for that, but I don't care. But as I said, it's just basic pinball, so the whole point is you bash the ball around to get points. You like have to try and use accuracy with the paddles and all that, which takes a lot of skill and practice to go to certain places to activate features and stuff, and then when the features activate, you do what the feature tells you. It's just pretty much another simple case of the feature will say do this, and it'll be complicated, and what it actually means is try and get the ball over to that side of the table or something. It's one of those things that I've always found a bit dodgy with pinball tables. You can change the view if you want to though, so like you can zoom in, you can have it follow the ball, you can have it right zoomed out, and personally this view here that I've got now I absolutely hate, because you'd think that following the ball would make it easier, but I can't stand it. I personally prefer the fully zoomed out view, as if I was actually playing on a proper arcade table. But anyway, that's basically the game. There's not really much to say. However, I do think the music sounds really good, so I'm just going to show off the other tables in a music montage thing. So there we go then, that was a bit of the music, sound effects and some of the really dodgy voice acting for the 5 tables that are available for now. I've changed something about for this one because all the others were using the arcade physics. I've switched it off just so you can see, basically so you can compare between the first time I played the Street Fighter table and the second time what it's like, and as you can see I can tell the difference immediately. The ball's faster and everything. It's just something that are supposed to make it a bit more of a challenge, I suppose, because obviously everything's a lot faster. But there really isn't much else to see it. It's a pinball game, you go for high scores. It's the type of thing that if you like competing for online scores, then it's there. If you don't really care about people's names that you've never heard of before and seeing their scores and how you compare to them, then it's the type of thing you can still go for your own scores and just have fun playing the tables. Because I do think that the table design is really good and I think it's a really fun pinball game. But then again, I like pinball games. I always have done and I most likely always will do. But I know that I'm in a minority here because a lot of people seem to hate pinball games, which is a bit of a shame. Graphically though, things look really cool and really nice, and one of the things I really like that you might have noticed already is on the Street Fighter one, you've actually got Street Fighter 2 arcade machines to watch. Although they don't do anything, it's just basically you can see Sagat on his stage and Ken on Zangief's stage. But even so, it's just a nice little touch, and as I say it, if you like pinball games, I personally think it's a really good one. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.